I'm here with Jonathan. He trained for the full 16 weeks of the program. And yeah, we got some pretty good results, losing nearly 20 kilograms. We nearly got there. So yeah, Jonathan, cheers for doing this. What were you struggling with when we first met?
I was having a lot of mental issues, which led to a lot of self-confidence issues. I wasn't pleased with myself. I was struggling with all sorts of things at work and at home. I didn't really know what I was going to do about it, and I needed a fix. So I needed to focus on something to help try and fix the issues that I was having. I tried many weight loss programs before, did different exercise regimens, and I couldn't get anywhere with those really. I would start off really well, lose loads of weight to start with, and then as soon as I would go back to trying to do anything normal, that was it. It was straight back up again, weight would gain back on, and I'd spiral back down to the same mental issues I was struggling with before.
Got you. So obviously, so you've tried this a number of times to make this progress, and you've never been able to kind of make it something which was sustainable for you. So what were some of the things that we did that helped?
First of all was the structure. It wasn't too rigid, but it was structured enough that I had something to follow and some direction to go in. But it wasn't like you had to do this, and this every single day. It was like this needs to be done by the end of the week. Get yourself through it. But there was no restrictions on food. It was easy structure, and easy roadmap really for me to follow.
So the things you said you tried in the past, were they the more kind of far more structured, like saying you can't have these types of foods kind of deals? Was that what you did?
Yeah. I mean, one of the big ones I had tried before was the 17-day diet, which was on cycles. But I've tried the Cambridge diet, Atkins, all sorts of other things to try and keep me down, and they work, provided you never eat properly again. And it was not sustainable. But this I find has been much easier.
So what were the results you saw?
To see my body shape change completely from my first photograph to the one I took yesterday, in some sense looks like two different people. I looked at it again this morning because I just thought, just to look back at the journey that I had taken, it just seems so different. And to see not only the weight loss, but the complete change of my body shape in that time is just mind-blowing how different that is. It's not just the weight loss that I've seen, which was the big thing for me anyway. It's the body shape changing. I'm sleeping better. I'm waking up actually awake. I went from hating exercise and the sheer thought of even walking anywhere more than I had to actively looking to find excuses to go and walk somewhere. It's a complete different mindset for me now, which is not something I ever envisaged that I would do.
So it's not just the results you've seen, but also kind of a change to your outlook and your lifestyle as well, which has changed.
It has, yeah. I mean, it's put me in a much more positive mood, just like even just waking up and being awake, using that sort of increased energy to like gone and started to tackle some issues I was struggling with mentally. Started to build back some bridges that I had thought possibly long burned, but using that newfound energy and drive to fix some problems I was struggling with. So, yeah.
And what would you say then to somebody watching this testimonial who's sitting on the fence about whether or not they should do this?
Do it. That's all I can say, really. I had some major hookups. Although when I spoke to you at the beginning, I was like, yeah, okay, this sounds great. But every single week, apart from one where I had very bad news at work, but that fixed itself, it was easy to pick myself up again. So I'd say to anybody really who's looking at this thinking, oh, I don't know whether I should or whether I shouldn't, or whether they could potentially, to start with, I was also thinking also it's a sizable amount of money to pay, but at the same time, I don't regret a single penny that I've spent, because for me, I've not just changed my weight, I've changed a complete life outlook for me. So it was definitely worth it. So I would say anybody who's watching, yeah, do it. Because the only person you're going to kick if you don't do it is going to be themselves. So I would say definitely go for it.
And I just have one last question I wanted to ask, because you haven't brought it up, but I think it's very important. Would you say throughout the past 16 weeks, you've ever been like really, really struggling with hunger?
No, absolutely not. For the whole period, I can't really pinpoint one particular week where I was thinking, holy Christ, I'm going to eat a horse or anything like that. It was wasn't hungry at all.
So eating more food than you were used to and still losing weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, cheers for all your hard work over the last 16 weeks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
And yeah, best of luck.